Hi, this is Dave Schowalter from the Stewardship Committee, and I wanted to talk to you this month about buildings and grounds and what that committee does and its associated finances. So Nancy Hancock had a great analogy where she compared the various aspects of the church to mind, body, and soul. So our staff and our leaders are basically the mind of the church, the body is the building, and the soul is how we feel about our community. And it's really important that you have to take care of all three and that they're all connected. And if one falls apart, then the others will as well. So the building and grounds are a critical part of what we do, and taking care of it is very important, even during COVID. So first, the operating expenses for building and grounds activities, including utilities. So overall, this amounts to around $11,000 a year, and utilities make up a huge portion of that, about 86% if you look over here on the right. And the utilities themselves are made up mostly of gas for the furnace. The next biggest cost is electricity for the building. And then there's electricity for the parking lot and water and sewer. And then if you look at the remainder of the non-utility costs, there's cleaning, plumbing, doors and locks, repair supplies, interior electrical. So a big part of the cost is utilities, and some of that is thanks to the volunteer work by the Building and Grounds Committee. So some long-term projects that are not part of the operating expenses but do have to be considered are, first of all, lighting. We actually have a national grid proposal on the table where they would pay for half of replacing our lighting with high efficiency bulbs. And that includes the lights in Fellowship Hall, which are not very popular right now. Another thing we have to do is to replace the east-facing large sanctuary window. This is becoming dangerous because it's rotting out, and at some point that window will fail and could potentially hurt somebody. So that's a high priority for replacing. There's also been some discussion about building a shed for the lawnmower and the snowblower. We've had repeated problems with the snowblower because of rodents primarily, and so we think the shed will help with that. Also, we need a new church sign because the existing sign is very far from the road now that Shore Drive has been moved. Also, there's been talk about building a storage area above the nursery, and this would improve the aesthetics of the nursery, and it would also allow additional storage space, which could be used for a number of things, but we think will be particularly helpful for the after-school program that we're hoping to start once COVID is over. The furnace is very old, and there are concerns that it could fail at some point. However, it is a gas furnace, and those do last a lot longer than oil furnaces, and that's why you see it a little bit further down on the list in terms of priorities. The large curtain in the lounge needs to be replaced, and that's a multi-$1,000 replacement. And then there's also been some discussion about putting shades on that very large window in the lounge, which you see here in the picture of the front of the church. And those shades would allow for use in that room for various activities, including watching the large TV in that room during the afternoon when the sun's coming through. So ongoing upkeep from building and grounds includes both volunteer work and things that are outsourced. So we do steam clean the carpets biannually, oil the woodwork in the sanctuary every year, strip clean and polish the floors every year. There's snow removal, which is done right now by a combination of Steve and Kim, as well as our plow company. And then there's lawn care, also done in large part by volunteers. We do need to seal the bricks regularly. This hasn't been done in a while, so it should be done soon to protect the bricks on the outside. Regularly, we're replacing floor tiles and ceiling tiles when they break down. There's heating system maintenance and repair that's done regularly. We have plumbing repairs regularly, and then there's painting that's needed regularly inside, especially in the classrooms. That's needed at this point. And so that's all I had. But just to give everybody an idea of things that are needed for our building, and both that are a part of our regular expenses that are covered by pledges, but also there's some special capital projects in there to be considered too. Thanks so much.